Hello, my family. Back at it again. I really have nothing specific to talk about. Sometimes I just say I am, but I just go start talking and see what happens. Try win. I don't necessarily like the idea of scheduling and, you know, orchestrating this thing. Sometimes I just want to flow with the energy, you know. Just say some words and see what come out of it. See what happen. You know, as me usually met on my little drives, decide so well, you know, me just as me I go through, me just see what happen. You know, to me, I like work with the energy, you know. I don't feel like for do sometimes I just don't do it. I feel like for do, I do it. You know, I think it's kind of, it's a good idea sometimes for just kind of run with the energy. And I mean, sometimes it might lead you a certain path where you probably don't even expect or don't even want to be, you know. And if he's a, I guess, naturally lazy person in a sense, which is kind of unfair for me to say that too, you know, because sometimes people don't really, I know that them lazy. Is that certain things I'm not interested in. You know, and it's kind of unfair for just label someone. Because, for example, people are going to say a couch potato. Alright. Alright, but now I'm going to try use the derogatory terms. Alright, somebody, them are going to say somebody will sit down and play a game and eat potato chips. Is lazy. Not dedicated. But that's not true, because that person is really dedicated to exactly that, right? Just because the person is not dedicated to what you dedicated to don't mean they're not dedicated. You know, same way in a school, teacher them are gonna teach, you know, in a them naturally born way. Some kids are gonna excel, some kids won't. You know, and I always think that's ironic, because just because a person don't go through school and excel in high school don't mean them not gonna be successful. You know, as grown-ups we definitely see that, where some kids might have been, you know, not so great in school growing up, as an adult they excel. Because them get to do for them one thing, them get to do what them want to do, and them excel at it. You see me I say? A lot of times you find out say the girl or youth today at school and sell candy. And you look upon them and I say, damn, things probably are rough. And them same kids say excel in a life because them already go through the grind of being disappointed, dismissed. You know, people tell them no, I don't want a candy today, I don't have the money. And them go home with less money, or you know, them go home with more someday and less someday. You know, like, you know, I know kids where never even graduate school and never continue school. But today, them well off. You know, so that tell me what? School is not necessarily the right way. But now I say education is not the right way. The school system might not be the right way. Saying I think what has to be developed is the curiosity, the knowledge of the ability. When I say that, I mean, you know, don't chastise the kids them because them will learn the way you do, or don't chastise the kids them because them not understand the way you teach. Just because them have bad grades don't mean them is bad kids. Just means that maybe you're not trigger the way that person learns. You know, and I guess, you know, if we go back a little bit and be fair, not every child that didn't excel in school is doing good. Well, I think it's important to make the point that known, right? Because then you have some people run with it and say, yo, so the man said, I'm not going to learn, and if I'm not learning it, alright. And not try. That's a different scenario. Saying that's a different scenario. Not every child that didn't excel in school come out to be better. It's within the person. But that person also have to find themselves and find them strengths and understand them weaknesses. And work with it. Not because you have weaknesses don't mean you must live with it. Not because you have strengths don't mean you must just focus on that. You know, because you might be strong in one thing and not realizing that you could be a lot stronger in another thing. You have to expand. Like the universe. Everything expands. If you not expand, you not work with the universe. And the universe not work with you either. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think though the school system just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of, it not really, I don't think it do good for the societies. Right? Like, if you look on the school system in Jamaica, the school system in Jamaica and the US too, seems somewhat orchestrated. Right? And it's not orchestrated for benefit the kids. It seems orchestrated for benefit a few companies. You know, certain people are bred to be leaders. Certain people are bred to be followers. You see what I say? Like if you follow in a school, right now, majority of the kids them is being taught to find a job. So I say, they're being taught to go out there and look work. They're not being taught to go out there and become entrepreneurs. They're not being taught to create businesses and create opportunities. They're taught to go follow people around. So even when them learn business management, they are learning business management to be employed as a manager and not owning a business. Extremely unfortunate. I mean, I understand everybody can own a business and everybody can be a business owner. Everybody can, you know, you can't everybody will work and blah blah blah. But I think the way the system set up, it really bad for the kids them. You know, first of all, it's horrible for creativity, ingenuity. It's horrible. Saying before a child goes to school, the child envision all kind of possibilities. The child imagination is so vivid that you know, you could have given them anything, and to them it's the biggest thing. Then, like, remember one time me sit down in a bush. Literally sit down in the bush, and I drive a car. Keep in mind, it's a bush, me sit down in, it's not a car. See? And you couldn't tell me that. You couldn't tell me that. But there for hours. But then for hours I sit looking at the bush, but me I drive and I steer. And I was content. I was there for a minute, you know. Very content. You know, I eat, I drink, I sit down there and I drive. I go all over the place in my mind. Them things that must get expanded. Them vibes that must get expanded. You know, to me, a child should have options. Be introduced to options. I think that is what a major part of schooling should be. Yeah, me understand them for learn the basics. Then ones and twos, and I mean obviously more advanced than ones and twos. You know, maybe up to 9th grade. I mean, know some school in Jamaica do this. You know, up to 9th grade, them learn the basics. But then after 9th grade, they must start getting introduced to many different aspects of life. And you know, let's just say 10th grade, or maybe part of 9th grade or 10th grade, them get expanded like a month in all kind of different avenues, right? And not just trade, because I think that's extremely unfortunate. It's not just trade. Then, because again, we just set up the kids them for work. Have the man them go out, and the girls them, whenever really say man them in a sense, they're just man, but the kids them then, the students, have them go out and go say scientists, get them a lab coat, have like MCO certain things run, send them go over in a farming, go get them foot dirty, send them go in a business management environments, send them go in a conference rooms while meeting a go on, and them sit down by the car and take notes and all kind of little thing. Them just spend 1 or 2 days just sit down and observe. Them not even say a word, just observe. Send them go experience marine biology. All them little thing they like. It shouldn't just be welding, electrical and plumbing and carpentry. Again, we just go back and do the same thing. Expand the kids' their mind, expand them possibilities. A place like Jamaica, school should be free. Potentials are there. I think it's possible. Or at least subsidized. I remember one time me that go to school. I was fortunate enough for my parents and can find a school fee, but a lot of people can't. It's extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. You see what I say? I think if we want to develop Jamaica, we're going to need to do that. We're going to need to advance the school system. Get the kids them excited. Spark the imagination. Make the kids them want to show up back at school. It's like make them figure out some things. Like another part of learning is learning to solve problems instead of just learning formulas. I mean, I talk maths problems. I talk about, give them all an engine and say make it better. I know say that kind of advanced. I'm going to take back the one there. Have a discussion and create a problem or identify a problem and say, alright then, how we can solve the problem? Then how can we make this better? And then we'll go through the different options where the kids them come up with. And then when we get the options and we and the kids them say, well, alright, we're gonna choose the one here. Alright, we're gonna choose the one here. Now how we do it? How are we gonna administer this solution from point blank? Zane, from point blank, how are we gonna actually create this solution without having no resources? Which means getting the resources is a part of the plan. Getting the resources is a part of the procedure. Planning, forget the resources is a part of the procedure. See? Which means then, if I build, we're going to build something, we not only have to understand the maths to build it, we have to understand the technique, the technology, the procedures, everything included. And all that along the line equals them learning. Them have to learn the maths to create this thing here. Let's say them have to go build a platform for pour concrete. Alright then, fine. Even if the teacher know, the teacher not tell them. The teacher just a guide. Alright, if we have to build a platform, how much cement we are going to need? How we are going to understand how much cement we are going to need? How we are going to figure out the maths then? So may I say? And the kids them have to go through the steps to figure out the maths. They have to find the solution, they have to find the formula, or develop the formula. That is how we create kids where develop them imagination and create a way to solve problems. See? And then in a society, them same kids there can't wait to get some more problems to solve. After them graduate and them finish them whatever them are finish, you know, problem solving is a natural thing. Now imagine you let a bunch of them kids are loose in other society. Problem solvers. Them and they are go around, them in a society, them have them little initial ones and twos to figure out. And them are fix things. Them are solve things. Now, when time them go out for them higher education, be trade or business management or like accounting or whatever it is, them are going to carry that same procedure and understanding with them how to solve these problems. See? I think that's one of the main issues what we have. One, we have a massive brain drain issue. And me is a part of it. We can't even fight it. Because me they are saying in New York, but me I go Palm Bridge. See? Me pretty much cut right after I graduate high school. So, that is a part of the problem. Brain drain. As it is, as it stands, Jamaica and the Caribbean school system is pretty good compared to other countries. It could be better, that I explained a while ago. Then, and the reason why it even could be better is, or get better easier, is because it's a smaller country. Less procedures to implement. You know, you not have to go through as much red tape to implement. I mean, them have them red tape, sure, but potentially not as much. Then, but you know, let's going back to the brain drain thing. Kids them will go through high school, or even graduate high school already, or go through college. Them can't wait to leave the country because to them there's no opportunities. And it's ironic because it's a cycle, right? The kids them would have been the ones them for create the opportunity after them graduate these institutions. How them are going to create the opportunities if them gone or somewhere else going to create opportunities in other countries? See? As much as America they are fight against immigrants, immigrants create the most opportunities in the US. Right? How ironic is that? Where immigrants create the most opportunities in the US, and immigrants are run by the US to get jobs. See the benefit? It's a cycle. It's weird as hell. See? So, if them comes to no bank, and we have them same kids there that learn over problem solve, get dash in the communities and the environment and all them things. See? And that's another thing, you know. Sorry if I keep jumping back and forth, but that's what I talk. Environment. The environment should be a part of the curriculum. Because Jamaica dirty. I'm sorry for the way I put it, but that's true. And I mean, on a note too, it seems like there is no form of system in place for manage the waste on a countrywide in our countrywide setting, right? It seems like there's nothing in place, or if there's something is in place, it's not adequate. Then so, like, I don't really understand. I really don't, because Jamaica is a ridiculously beautiful place. Ridiculously beautiful. And And I think all we can easily not only maintain it, but make it so much better. Very easily. I don't ever think it's difficult. I really don't. I really don't. See? Because the potential is already there. We have people who want to work all over the country. You know, them dash right everywhere. Them can't wait. Give them something for doing, them jump on it. See? You give them on them, alright, for example, bang. Jamaican have that many main roads. They have a lot, yeah, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that many. Right? Like the other day, I down the yard and I drive go to Portmore from Kingston. And I drive past and one of the great them will cover the manhole them, they gone. And I say, what? Brother, if you hit that, your tire gone, your rim gone. Gone. And it just did it, normally. And people know about it. Cause when time I reach him, I go make a brother know, and the man I say, yeah man, just stay out of the left lane, I know say that dead so. I'm like, that's crazy, you know, that's really crazy for, you know, we know that something like that exists and it's just understood that it is there, you know. So, you know, I don't ever think it would be that difficult for actually fix something like that, because, you know, the road there, the main road there, pretty much go from downtown, go to Portmore. The man them decide, the man them can make a sweep. One night, a truck and a couple man just drive the road. Find a pothole them and fix them. See what I'm saying? That's it. Find a pothole them and fix them. And if you do that, if you do like a small strip every night, I tell you, in a like month, 2 months, 3 months, just about all of the road in Jamaica get fixed. All of the main road them. And then them can jump off and start the little smaller road them. But brother, it don't make no sense. Come back from my tantrum. Step down slightly off from my soapbox. I don't talk about the kids in my school, but I don't reach over this. But anyway, we're going back to the kids. We talk about the kids. Then, so, yeah, we're gonna have the kids teach them more advanced things. Teach them about the economy. Teach them about the Jamaica political system. A lot of kids have no clue, you know. No clue about that. I tell you, I never have no clue. I still have clue. Some clues. Right? But I definitely never learned that in a school. How can we expect to have kids that are going to be present in the society and active in our political system if we not teach them about politics and civics in a school? You know, the man them know more about Henry Morgan than them actual political system. And them think that them shall know from 9th grade. From 9th grade, that's supposed to seal. I'm supposed to know everything about that. Supposed to know everybody's name. You know, instead of teach the kids about which war start when and which war end when. I really couldn't understand that. I still can't understand that. To me, that doesn't make no sense. Why is it important for the kids them constantly being grilled on which war start when and which war end when and who win this war and all them things? That's, it just seemed like that's all what history was about. But I said enough to know. But it seems like that was the main focus. Couldn't appreciate that. Couldn't understand that. It didn't make no sense. Because there's so much more to learn about the history of Jamaica. See, man? So much more to learn than the history of Jamaica. You know. You know, when it comes to all them things there, you know, instead of tell the black kids them about slavery this and slavery that, tell them about where them come from. Tell them about where them four parents come from and what them do. You know, not about slavery, not about before that. Give them the truth. Disregard the colonialistic history, praising the white people them when they come to Jamaica, come disturb the place. Saying, tell them the truth. Don't tell them about no Christopher Columbus. You know, and them can dash other one. Or if you're gonna tell them about that, tell them the truth. You know, disregard all that bullshit. Dash it away. Put it one side. It's kind of ridiculous that them think they're still involved in a way. Well, I'm not gonna say it is, because, you know, I'm in school. I haven't been in school for a minute, but I hope it's not. I really hope it's not. Anyway, moving on. You know, yeah, so I think the kids them should get introduced to many aspects of adult life around 10th grade. All these potentials, you know, and don't just restrict them to what is on the island as well. Introduce them to other things that is outside of what they know or what is their potential. Then introduce them. And then after 10th grade, I'm go through 10th grade and then visit all these places and then visit all these different businesses and all these concepts, all these, you know, mechanic shop and conference rooms with people I have meeting when I make big decision, you know. Then 11th grade, them get for choose. Not just one, maybe 3 of them. 3 are the highest professions with them like. Saying, and them get the opportunity to experience them thing there on a more in-depth basis. And not just, you know, by at face value. You know, them get to experience, you know, all this stuff. Really experience it. You know, like when me that grew up, they have a little work experience vibes. I really like electrical. You know, a little work experience vibes, and it was interesting. I think I could say I learned a lot. But you know, there wasn't many options. There was many choices. I appreciate the effort where them go through for even give me that option. You know, but I think the potentials could be a lot greater. You know, all these companies that potentially get tax breaks from the government, you know, let it be known that, well, if you get tax breaks from the government every year, you have to bring in a certain amount of kids to come observe you. That's it. Kids them are come in, come observe the processes of this company. You know, I mean, look how many government entities are there. And the kids them come in, come experience those various government entities. See how them run. See all the procedures. You know. Because I think it's just, you know, really unfortunate system that, you know, we're kind of living in, where the kids them just pretty much get chewed up. You know, I mean, after school them have fend for themselves. You know, like I just look on a video recently with Burkina Faso. And what the government do, the government allow the kids them for help for build roads. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. Imagine you use the kids them. You know, I'm not really talk about no child labor vibes. You know, you can say high school or even college. Right? And I think it's a fair payback if the governmental system is funding the schools. Alright? Government are fund the schools, are subsidizing the schools. Then every year for a week a bunch of projects are going on. And the kids are involved in it. You talk about work experience, you talk about governmental experience, you talk about understanding of things. And it's going to be mainly, you know, high school kids that probably about to graduate. You know, about a week. Them go about the place, them clean up, them go about the place, them help to build patch roads, them go about the place, them help for with governmental buildings, you know. I mean, I talk about stuff where them have, you know, they might get hurt and them things. You know, the opinion have no sense. But, you know, make them help to clean up the country. Make them help to develop the country. That are going to build pride in them. Them are going to want to continue. Them are going to want to, you know, when time them clean up a whole beach, a whole river, a whole town, village, whatever you want to call it, them less likely to pollute the place. Them less likely to throw them buckle out the window on a car. Less likely. They have a better chance of them stopping somebody else's way. You know. So, yeah. I think, you know, there's a lot you can do still. But that was my slight rant. You know, and I mean, how long will I talk now? And look, I never ever have an idea to talk about, but I think it was a good topic still. But anyway, I'm going to go and enjoy yourself, my people. We'll talk again. Bless up on yourself.